Wow, that was quick. Hi, my friends, and welcome to this very special edition of the second ever Thursday show where we bring you the best guests, the best news, the best topics, and the best chat to keep those lockdown blues at bay. Now, at the top of the show, firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to joining us. Thank you for everyone behind the scenes that's making all of this work and makes me look good. Thank you very much, Kirsty. You just beat me there all the way from Melbourne in Derbyshire. Did that joke last week. I'm going to do it again. We want to know that you are there, so please let us know in the comments section that you are watching. While we do that as well, this is put on by the Free Festival, who set up comedy in order to keep it affordable for acts, but also for audiences. This is absolutely free to watch, but it's not free to produce. So how the show is going to work is we're going to ask for people to donate on the little link down there. If you can afford a £5, please chuck it in. If you can afford a £10, please chuck it in. If you can afford 20 quid, you've got far too much money, so we want at least 50. Do donate there below, and all of the money will go back into making bigger and better things on the Free Festival. But I've been yattering on enough. It is not just me here on the show. I'm joined by guests and some incredible presenters. Now, joining me, he's the man that puts fun into funny. It's a very good friend of mine. I'm very pleased to introduce. It's Mr. Jay Sodagar.
Hey, bless you, bless you. How are you, Dave?
Very good, very excited for this week. I should have said the week is kids, family, and topic, and that is something especially important to you. Explain why, mate.
It is my daughter's 9th birthday. Yes.
And you're spending it in a different room, away from her. How amazing.
Chucked her out the house, left her, she's off to No. She may make an appearance. You know what they say, never work with animals or kids. Let's just throw caution to the wind. Let's just let them all in. Let's go for it. My daughter will come in at some point. I'm not saying my daughter's an animal, just so you know.
I was just about to say, you've been on 30 seconds and you've called your daughter an animal. You're not with her on a 9th birthday and you've chucked her out of the house.
No. I have been with her for the entire 9th birthday, and she's had lots of birthday cake. Now I'm gonna show a little clip in a little bit, but you'll kind of, oh bless you, thank you. But yes, you'll see exactly what she's going to be like, and then when she does get it, you'll know what I mean by kids and animals. That's what you'll see. But
we'll get that vasectomy ready, my friend. So just for everyone else, give you an idea of what we're going to look forward to. We're going to introduce Jay, and he's going to give us an idea of some of the week's topical news. We've also got the wonderful Thea that's going to be coming on, as well as Jojo Sutherland. But you've been having a quick look at the news this week. That was something you just alluded to there, Jay. Tell us what you got.
Yeah, no. I trawl the internet. I go through all the stuff, and one of the things that sort of like. Because the theme of the show this week was for kids, I was sitting there kind of going, okay. And now my browser history does say kids. So, okay. I was looking for clips, not in that way, just so everyone is abundantly clear. And there's one clip that's absolutely gone viral, and you will see exactly what I mean. My daughter's had a lot of birthday cake, right? And you'll see exactly sort of like what I mean. If we've got the clip, just show it. I defy anybody.
Right, two things on that. One is, I don't know whether I like the video more or your reaction. And secondly, can you play just the sound on that? Because I haven't seen this clip before. If you play just the sound on that, it sounds like a haunted nightmare.
Yes.
I don't understand how something so happy and enjoyable can be something so creepy.
That's the soundtrack to Annabelle 4. I can see that right now. That'll be it. But, it's one of those things that when you watch it, I was a little bit drunk at the time, but I watched it and I sat there and went, they're just like me. And I was just sitting there going, I want a drink too. And I just pissed myself laughing, just watching it. But it's just one of those clips that sort of like suddenly brought home to me the fact that I'm not teaching my kids during lockdown. And I'm glad about that. I realized one thing about children. When they were being homeschooled on the last lockdown, children learn the same way how adults settle an argument in a pub. They Google it, right? That's all they do. They sit there. I don't need to know a lot. I could have been a teacher. That's all I'm saying. But like, I don't need to learn about fractions. Okay, I don't need to know what an eighth is multiplied by a quarter. I'm not a drug dealer. That's all I'm saying here. But I'm learning all this stuff, so I'm glad I'm not teaching them this year. But the whole thing about kids throwing their toys out of the pram. I mean, let's pick on the biggest kid in the entire planet right now, the Donald, right? He's thrown everything, right? And bless him. The thing is I don't think he actually understands the world, because what he's trying to do is he's trying to appeal to the Bible Belt of the country, right? Now, he keeps telling everyone God's his best friend, okay? Now, I don't think the feeling's mutual. I'll be honest with you, okay, right? Why would God need Donald Trump's help in anything? Okay, it's God. God can do anything. If you believe in God, God's a supreme being. He could do anything. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. If God disagreed with the country's political regime, he could do anything he wanted to. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Maybe send 5 or 6 hurricanes every single year. Start some wildfires. I don't know. Send a deadly disease over, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. I'm just throwing it out there. Starting
on a light note, Jay. Christ almighty. What's next? The plague and pestilence?
I may only have 2 weeks to do this material, so I'm getting it out right now. But yes, speaking of exactly that, right? I've got a clip that I got. See this and tell me whether he acts like an adult. Here we go. Just watch this.
New Deal, right? Darling, is the wind blowing today? I'd like to watch television, darling. Russia, please, if you can, get us Hillary Clinton's emails. Please, Russia, please. He asked Russia to go get the emails. We're going to look into his finance. I said, where did that come from? He always talked about Russia. The Attorney General says, I'm going to recuse myself. And I said, why the hell didn't he tell me that before I put him in? Russia. My wife said, you never spoke to anybody from Russia, darling. I said, that's right. President Trump is waiting for the Mueller report. He's bad. He's a bad guy. But you know what I like about this? Number one, I'm in love, and you're in love. We're all in love together. We've done something that nobody's ever done. Hey, Don, how you doing? Hey, Donnie. I love you, Donnie. For 35 years now, they call Mr. President, sir. Trains to Hawaii. How do you get to Europe? We haven't figured that one out yet. We don't use airplanes anymore. Is doing well.
I'm Donald Trump. I'm going to be your 45th president for another 84 years. See, I can do everything. I'm multi-talented, I am.
I think it's all I think it's all a big hoax. And actually, it's us that are being played for fools. And it's actually Sacha Baron Cohen's new comedy character. I'll tell you, when that movie comes out in 2025, it's going to be brilliant.
That's how he got to Rudy Giuliani. That's how he did it.
Brilliant.
This is going to be a good show. This is going to be a good show. I'm feeling it in my waters today.
Right. Well, if that's all your videos from you this week.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. I realised I should have looked at the running order for that, but I didn't have it. Professionalism. That's what you get on the free festival. Pay. Donate now. Just £5 a month, and Dave will be able to look at his notes. So it's not just me; it's not just Jay. We are very, very chuffed to be joined by the consummate professional, the hilarious, the funny, the lovely Vladimir McTavish, all the way in Scotland land. Hello.
Good evening. Yes, all the way in Scotland. Yes, where we are. Well, sorry for that. Yeah. And I feel uncharacteristically optimistic at the moment. I do feel there's been a real change over the last couple of weeks. And that's why I think it's really good we're talking about kids and families tonight, because basically I think we can look to the future, which I think even a couple of weeks ago we didn't think we could. And me, I mean, fucking hell, even I'm looking to the future, and I've got fuck all to look forward to, basically. My age. No, it's we were talking about obviously kids are the theme of this, and Jay was talking about homeschooling. I love the fact that earlier in the pandemic, homeschooling and the fact that everyone was having to look after their own kids affected every stratum of society, including politicians. And one of the best clips I saw from early doors was the Labour Health spokesperson, Jonathan Ashcroft, who was being interviewed on lunchtime telly, and this happened. It was nearly as embarrassing as this.
Academic from Korea. Right, I'm on the TV. I'm on the TV, girl. I'm on the TV. Okay.
It is Easter weekend. We all understand.
Easter, I'm on the TV. I'm gonna go viral. Just let the guy do this.
That's my £10.
Okay.
That's my £10.
The grandma sent them some money for Easter. Please.
I wonder, Jonathan, I will save your blushes and come back to you very shortly. Why don't you go and deal with the very pressing issue that your daughters have got, and we'll talk to you very shortly. I think that might be a better idea.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
We actually cut the end of that video because Jonathan Ashcroft's last words were, "This is going to go viral."
That's a good word to use in 2020, is it?
Well, it wasn't. He's the health spokesman talking about a pandemic. Yeah. No, I'm optimistic. I think we've had so much good news over the last 10 days or so. We've got now 3 vaccines. We've seen the end of Donald Trump, of Dominic Cummings, and the Yorkshire Ripper. I don't know who the most evil of those 3 is. It's Dominic Cummings. We all know that. And of course, the big news from where I'm sitting in my part of the world is we finally, after 22 years, have qualified for a major football tournament. And this man we're about to see, the hero of the nation, a 36-year-old goalkeeper, saving a penalty in a shootout. We're going to see that footage another 5 times in the next 50 minutes. As you've noticed, that is really, really shit footage from a pitch side camera. And the reason we couldn't use the official footage is it's been used so often. UEFA, who own the copyright to it, so many Scottish people have shared that on so many platforms, the actual official film, UEFA have taken it down.
Wow. Yeah. I just wanted to quickly interject at that point.
Yeah, but they'll take our ticket money in June.
Just quickly.
So Scotland qualified for a major tournament for the first time in 22 years and then promptly lost their next 2 games. The good thing about it, though, is it's given us all something different, small talk. Because for the last 8 months, let's face it, we've had the same small talk. I don't know what do you think about this virus. We're now talking about football. You get talk to when you get about when you get a haircut. I will apologise to people in England who probably don't know what haircut means. It's where you go into a shop and sit in a chair and somebody else cuts your hair, because we're still allowed that up here. I actually cut my own hair during lockdown, which was great, apart from the fact the chat was shit. You know, what, staying in again tonight? We're on holiday this year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, and it's the light at the end of the tunnel. European Championships in June. Great news for Scotland. Very bad news for the people of Wembley. Because on the 18th of June, we are coming down. We might lose, but fuck it, we're going to have a party. It might look like this third video clip that I've got here. There you go. There we are.
Thank you.
This is actually monkeys protesting against the Thai royal family. I think we'll have this video in every week, relating to a different news story.
That can also represent Brexit as well.
But yeah, and because it could represent Brexit. That is everyone getting to a channel port before the 31st of December. No, I'm optimistic about the vaccine as well, because it has to be stored at minus 80 degrees Celsius. So plenty of places in Scotland will be able to store them. And in lots of parts of Scotland, we've already got our own needles. So there we go.
Brilliant stuff, lad. Well, I mean, genuinely brilliant. And also, thank you so much to everyone that has been watching in. We've got Kirsty Shields, we've got Richard Wright, Robert Henry Lee, Jenny Debbert Harrod. Thank you for all of the comments, including Donna. I will be reading them all about. Don't forget, it's not too late to donate onto the free festival. Now, you will be seeing loads more of us, but it's about time to introduce our first guest. I think there is no better way, as the theme this week is family and kids, and we can see Jay's two very bored daughters sitting there. Look at them. I just know how many swears we got in with Vlad, and I wonder if they're going to have an education. Well, we're going to introduce our new guest. She's a new comic that's doing absolute wonders. Started stand-up in lockdown and ripping it up as it is. Her name is Thea Jaffe. Let's have a quick look at her in action.
My 5-year-old sends his apologies. He was really looking forward to ruining this show, but I've safely enclosed him in one of Boris Johnson's support bubbles. It's okay. I'll just keep my phone on. I am so. I'm a single mom, right? And my kid is a riot. I'm crazy about him. I love being a mom. What I'm not so big on is parenting. I told this to my last Tinder date, and he was like, "Oh my God, me too. That's why I only see my kids every other weekend." Dude, that's not what #MeToo is for. I am so proud of my 5-year-old. During lockdown, he invented a completely new way to be rude. It's like after he makes his point, he does this. Like, Mom, I don't like this dinner. I only like cookies. Mom, I'm sorry to tell you this, but all the Halloween candy is gone. What? That stale candy was supposed to get us through the whole lockdown. I'm from New York, where we live off of stale Halloween candy. Came here for the junior year abroad. Stayed for the free healthcare. But you know what really sold me on the UK? The unintentional pregnancy. That'll get you every time. I can't say that. I do kind of like talking about my lady garden. Yes, I said garden. And that's when I'm explaining to my doctor why I think I have herpes, which is like all the time. Does anyone else here have herpes? All right, I get it. Anybody with herpes symptoms? Okay. Let me help you out here. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but one of the most common symptoms of herpes is being asymptomatic. So you might want to get that looked at. Yeah, so it all started, my obsession with herpes all started when, you're like already laughing. I had sex with a married man. I know, right? Like 2 people's worth of STDs for the price of 1. What was I thinking? But, you know, after I made that mistake, the next day I got a mysterious lesion. But don't worry. I mean, I wasn't too worried because I was pretty sure it was a sign from God. I mean, I'd broken one of the 10 commandments, right? Isn't one of his favorite avatars a burning bush?
I really, really hoped that it was not herpes, but a sign from God. I mean, I had broken one of the 10 commandments, right? Isn't a burning bush one of his favorite avatars? Anyway, fortunately for me, the herpes test results were inconclusive. But I need closure. You need closure, right, Mo? So, ever since then, whenever the slightest thing goes wrong down there, we rush back to the sexual health clinic to get checked. You know, Mo, do you remember Mo, do you remember that time we went to the sexual health clinic together? Yeah, we had a fun day out. I went to one of the nicer clinics downtown, and it actually had this like sexual anatomy mobile hanging from the ceiling in the waiting room. I want you to picture it vividly while you're waiting to get checked for STDs and hoping you don't run into anyone you know. There are giant sexual organs flying around you and your child. Let me just tell you about how lockdown has improved in so many ways.
Oh, very, very classic. Very, very classic. This is a pleasure of mine. So I'm very good friends with her. So it's a pleasure to sort of call her onto the show. So give it up for Thea Jaffe. Beautiful. Thank you very, very much for coming onto our show and so on and so forth. And where is little Mo now? Where is he? Is he?
I've converted him into pillow form. It's more convenient for performing. No, just kidding. He's actually put himself to bed. We ran out of Lucozade. So he doesn't last much longer than 7 p.m. without a little extra something.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is so cute. As you can see, my 2 are sort of over there. They're kind of just coming up to one's 9. Say hello, Mahi.
Is that Mahi?
That's Mahi.
Happy birthday, Mahi.
Happy birthday, Mahi.
I said happy birthday. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
So nice to meet you. This is my son.
Wow.
This is Moses. Hi, Mahi. Happy birthday.
We've turned this into an online play date. This is brilliant. This is exactly what it should be.
Mahi, what is your sister's name?
Mahi, what's your sister's name? Take your mask off. Come and say hello.
Issue.
Speaking to there.
My name is Ashambi. Her name is Issue.
Issue. Lovely to meet you too.
Thank you.
There you go. So what, do you want to say hello?
Hello.
Mahi, tell a joke. Come on, tell a joke. Come on, hurry up.
Spell ICOP in capital letters.
What?
Spell ICOP in capital letters. Say it out loud.
I see. Do I have to do this?
Yes, she got caught out. She understands the joke. I see you pee. I see you pee. I see you pee.
Mo is not that.
I thought she said icon. I was like, what?
Do, come here. Do, no. Oh no, the older one is nervous. Bless his.
I'll do it.
Go on. I do that. Go on.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Who's there?
I did that.
I did that poo. I totally walked into it.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Brilliant. Never work with kids. Never work with kids.
Next time, I'm gonna bring Mo, and we're gonna have a joke war.
This is what I have to do. I didn't write their material. Just so you know. But anyway, Tanya, getting back to you. It's a pleasure to have you here. And you started stand up during lockdown. Of all things, like all the rest of us, like Dave and Vlad, we've been doing comedy for years. You started during lockdown. What got you to want to do stand up of all things?
Well, it actually started in therapy. I see a therapist twice a month. And I noticed that I'd be like talking to her about my life, and she'd be like on the floor laughing. And I was just like, wait, why am I paying her? So I thought, I'd retrain as a comedian. And so I know that my mark of success is going to be when she's finally paying as much to see me as I've been paying to see her. She's an amazing, by the way. I love my therapist.
No, awesome. No, absolutely awesome. And I know exactly how you started. This is a very subtle plug. You did my comedy course. I did. So it's so subtle, isn't it? It's so. Yeah.
So can I say something about Laughing Horse Comedy? Like, it's just amazing that I'd had my eye on it for a while, but being a full-time working single parent, I wasn't able to invest that kind of time and childcare expenses and all that stuff to do a comedy course. But then when the pandemic hit and everything became virtual, that was my big break. And actually, I feel really guilty having benefited so much from the pandemic, because while everybody else is like sad at home because everything is canceled, I'm like here like rediscovering myself and starting this new life and making all these amazing friends and being surrounded by legends, including Bonnie and her sister.
Absolutely.
Thea, did you just say that you created COVID? Is that what you've just admitted to?
I would never admit to that.
You're not saying you didn't. I wouldn't admit to it.
Yeah, what is the bat?
Sorry?
What is the bat taste like?
The bat.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Scottish. It's Scottish. That's what it is.
Someone was mentioning a bat.
But the other thing is you've actually performed some live comedy during all of this. I mean, like all the rest of the comedians have literally just been doing online Zoom gigs and stuff. So you've actually done some live gigs. Which one do you kind of prefer, live or online?
So that's an interesting question. I think there is an echo. So that's an interesting question. I actually don't think that the Zoom or live gigs and online gigs are a one or the other thing. I think that they're both great, and all comedians can take advantage of both of them. I think that definitely the bigger buzz comes from being on stage in front of people for real, but that buzz is even better if you've been spending all your time at home doing virtual open mics and interacting with other comedians and having a global audience and basically racking up tons of hours working on your material. I mean, it's just basically it's an opportunity to do even more comedy, which can't really be a bad thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, comedy's adapted to kind of online and stuff. And also, you're a single parent. Hats off to you for everything that you do, and to get your son to be asleep by 7 o'clock. That's amazing. But you do some other stuff for single parents. Is it gingerbread? Is that correct? Tell us a bit about that.
Absolutely. So I coordinate a local gingerbread group, which is like a friendship group for single parents, and this is supported by the charity Gingerbread, which is the UK charity for single parents. And to me, being a single parent and comedy are really related because at these meetups with my gingerbread group, I noticed that like laughter is a big feature. Like we all have a lot of things to laugh about and great sense of humor. And then, I noticed on Displaced Comedians, which is the Facebook group for all the comedians that are not performing live during the pandemic, a lot of us are single parents, and it comes up in the material. And so it hit me that like these are two things that can be connected. And so that's why I founded the online comedy club, Single Parents Comedy. It's a hashtag Single Parents Comedy. It's a Facebook page. It's a comedy club. And I've also got a group of at the moment we're at about 20 single parent comedians. And we've done 2 shows already. One of them, which was in aid of gingerbread, we raised more than £500, which is really exciting. Wow. Yeah. And at the Haunted Mic, which was a Halloween themed one, we also raised a significant amount of money, which we donated. Part of it we donated to Gingerbread, and our next show is on December 14th. You can already get your tickets. We're still working on the details, but you can already book your place, and it's also in support of Gingerbread, so all the proceeds will be going to Gingerbread, supporting single parents in the UK. And we will have a all single parent lineup. So the idea of these shows is that it's giving single parents like a platform to sort of showcase like our sense of humor, our strength, and like just not make it such a victim-y thing to be a single parent. Like it's not just all about challenges. It's actually quite a fun and funny place to be. So yeah, so that's a single parents comedy.
That's awesome. All you need is Kanye West just watch the show and donate £1 million to each and every single one of them.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thea, stick around. It's a pleasure having you here.
Let me just say, I'm timing my next pregnancy with his presidency.
This is exact. I taught her everything about subtle plugs. That's exactly what happened. Kanye West, stick around. All right, not 2 more years. That's it.
Thanks, Jay.
Beautiful.
Stick around. You heard it here first. The first ever womb prediction. Right. We are now going to move on because we've got not only one, we've got 2 fantastic guests. Our next guest, I'm very pleased to introduce Mum Jojo Sutherland. She's an award-winning comic who actually holds the title for 2020's Scottish Best Comedy Show. She's support act for Jonathan Pye and an absolute stalwart on the circuit. We've got a video here just to give you a little bit of a flavour.
Brian, is this your only one? Have you got others? You've got 2 others. Okay, what flavour are they, boys, girls? What you got? 1 boy, 1 girl. Very neat, nice. Now, where do you come in the pecking order, Tim? Top? Oh, well, that's what you think, Tim. It's not. You shouldn't have favourites. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't. You know, obviously, isn't it? Say Rachel. You shouldn't have that. Have you got other ones apart from Rachel? Oh, the other one's sitting there. All right, okay. She doesn't even get a name. Fuck her.
Yes, please welcome live here, Jojo Sutherland.
Woo!
Hey, Jojo, how are you doing?
I'm really well, Vlad. Lovely to see you.
I was thinking on the hop by how short that clip was.
Yes, it's very short, but yeah, it says everything I have to say. We have favourites. Get over it.
You never mentioned which one it was.
No, we never do. They all think they're the favourite. Look, both of them behind Jay right now. Both of them think they're the favourite.
Keep them guessing right up until the will.
Keep them guessing, yes. Absolutely.
Yes, they're going to find out the cat and dog hole was my favourite all along. We don't even have a dog. Guys, Ben, you have, as Dave was saying, congratulations on winning the 2020 Scottish Comedy Award for Best Friend Show, which was a marvellous show because I saw it. It was great. Unfortunately, you won it the year we didn't have the party.
Absolutely. Yeah, we didn't get to celebrate my huge success. Although bizarrely, I'd completely forgotten that the awards were a thing because of the pandemic. And so the fact that I did win it, I was like, oh, I'd actually forgotten to plug it, and it won without any blackmail. So that was quite nice. So yeah, no, I'm genuinely chuffed, really, really chuffed. I'm very proud of the show.
Yeah, and people obviously in England wouldn't know much about the Scottish Comedy Awards.
No, because they're meaningless. But let's not for one year, let's brush over that and see they're really important because I finally got
meaningless. I don't think they're meaningless. I think at least one of my three is not meaningless. I won. Well, you'll back me up in this, Joe. I won a Scottish Comedy Award for my birthday party.
You did. That's how meaningless they are.
Yeah. Get this though. I won it for my 60th birthday party, and keep in mind,
and you're still alive.
Awards.
So we did try to kill you with that roast and didn't manage it, but yeah. But it won best event. And I have to say, in all seriousness, it was one of the best events I've ever been to. It was the most fabulous fun, roasting the shit out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy birthday, Vlad, you're a cunt. That's what it was lovely.
Yeah. I won an award for basically doing fuck all. You organised, you and a group of people, in fact, my daughter being one of them.
We went into the boots behind your back. This is the best bit about this, is that we actually got you to the venue by telling you were doing a corporate. So it was a lovely thing to do, but the only thing that does stick in Vlad's mind is that he never got the money for the corporate because the corporate didn't exist.
Well, I always, there was something a bit suspicious just before the start of it. And then, obviously, when I came in, it's this massive party. You were comparing the whole thing. Various people got to say stuff about me. And I didn't get a word in edgeways for about 5 minutes. And when I did, the first thing I said was, I'm assuming I'm not getting paid for this.
And you weren't.
I feel about the fraud getting an award for that because you did all the work.
And we put a lot of effort in. I'm very proud of ourselves. Very proud.
Right. But these things do kind of keep you going. And I suppose, winning an award or getting some, plaudit or whatever during lockdown.
It's just nice to get some recognition, isn't it? Even though you can't see anyone. It's lovely. No, I was really chuffed.
And presumably you'll get the free drinks tokens next year.
Well, yeah, one would assume. But this is what I do. I detest lockdown and I've hated everything from the start. I think I've been quite vocal about my opinions on it. But there are so many positives and so many benefits to this. One, that I can drink and smoke and I'm in my house. And
well, I don't normally drink and smoke during the show, but because I'm interviewing you, I'm drinking and smoking.
100%, because this is just my favourite thing to do. So I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll have the drugs out next.
Get a rack up a few lines of coke. It's Maya's birthday after all, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I didn't expect a show with a team of kids to go like this, to be honest. I never thought we would smoking, drinking, talking about kids. Let's get the line of coke. I'm like, what? What's happened?
You know what? That's it. I'm going to break out my son's petty filou.
I hope it's laced with something. Cheers to you as well, Robert Henry Lee. Cheers. Yeah.
But I don't know about you, Joe. I, at the start of lockdown, thought, I'm not going to drink as much because I'm a social drinker. And it turned out I'm not.
No, I'm a very antisocial drinker, it turns out. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, in fact, once the pubs opened and you could meet people for a drink again, I was almost like, bastard would piss off. This so-called crack. There's some serious drinking time here.
Oh, no, it's all been very, very strange, hasn't it? It's been
And
very
of course,
weird.
here in Scotland, I've already alluded to it earlier on, we have football to look forward to.
Oh, he's smacking up on heroin.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's his COVID booster.
Just let him go to bed.
Dave is
You've
actually
probably
being...
got more chance of dying from a heroin overdose than you have from COVID, but that's
well, you certainly have in Scotland.
This is just like Train Spotting. It's just like Train
Spotting.
Well, that's what I find amazing about Scotland, about the statistics, about how so many people who have died, sadly, have been over 85.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say,
the life expectancy.
Have we got people over 85?
Yeah, it turns out in Scotland you can, if you get COVID, you live above your life expectancy.
Well, I know. I think it was whoever did it was disnumerate. It should have said 58.
Oh, I've got 4 years then. That's good.
One feature we do on the guest spot. We ask guests, and we call this section 8 and Live.
Oh, okay.
We have got a graphic. Oh, there we are.
Oh,
yeah.
we do have a graphic.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah, 8 and Live. And
I feel that I've set you astray slightly because I know you don't smoke that often, and I feel that I really have. Do you know, I'm such a bad influence, but I fucking love it. Carry on.
But we ask a guest to come up with 3 pet hates, and we will discuss your pet hates. I mean, I'm sorry we had to narrow you down to 3.
I know. Well,
I've known you for a number of years.
This is seriously, it is restricting my entire hate catalogue that I have. Oh my God. And I thought long and hard, and I decided not to go too political because that is my one. So I am going to start with my first pet hate, which is actually, as the name suggests, a hate of my pet. So I have 2 cats. One is called Junior, one is called Sasha. And what Junior has done, and this is my pet hate, is he's 16 or Sid, and he keeps going off to visit other houses, and he's pretty much left home apart from coming back to eat. So he wanders into the house, and I got a little bit kind of furious with him because he kept leaving. So I locked him in because he can let himself out the back door. I locked him in, and you can see behind me the curtains. He literally came in, ate, and then I wouldn't let him out the door, and he pissed on the fucking curtain as a defiance of being grounded by his mother. So my first pet hate is my actual pet. So
how about the pet? Is he a student now?
He's what?
Is he a student?
Yes.
He's not a student.
He's just a little shit. So I'm completely, that's my first pet hate. My second pet hate is a little bit deep. I think lockdown's done it to us all. I think we're a little bit social media over everything. Do you know what? I fucking hate disingenuous people. I am sick to death of people who say what they think they should say whilst actually not believing a word that's coming out of their own mouth and being disingenuous cunts. So that's my pet hate at the moment. That's my pet hate.
You've been doing that for years, though, Jojo.
I know, but it's so obvious now on social media. You don't think that, you lying little fucking toe rag. So they do my head in, absolutely do my head in. And then my third pet hate, and there's even more of it now because that's all people do is go and walk their bloody dogs. The dog sales have gone through the roof. My pet hate is dog shit in the street. I'm like, and literally, I've stood in dog shit. I don't know how many times in the last 6 months. So yeah, I hate every woman with dogs.
That's daughter number one. Her dog shat in her car today.
It's not Graham Norton, do you?
Yeah, I like my family enjoyed him.
They're my current pet hates. Apart from I hate COVID, I hate restrictions, I hate everything about it. I hate Boris Johnson, I hate Nicola Sturgeon. Unpopular vote in Scotland, but fuck her.
Dogs, yeah, I'm a runner.
You're a runner, yes.
Yeah.
Not when you fried and shit, you're not. You're a fucking on your arse.
And I was running downhill, very steep hill in Edinburgh, wearing a high-vis jacket. It was night. I was wearing a high-vis jacket. I was very responsible. I was wearing a head torch. Let's say I was as visible as it was possible to be and still be 5'5.5". From the steep hill, I could see a woman wearing very dark clothes. She was kind of daydreaming, and that was all I could see. She come round the corner, unbeknown to me, until I fell over something, did I realise she had one of those extendable telescopic dog leads, but not one of the thick ones. It was ones that's like fishing wire. And her dog was round the corner. Her dog was effectively in a different postcode. And it tripped me up. Yeah, that's one of my pet. One of my pet hates, and it's a topical pet hate. It's people who don't wear face masks properly. That one. Cover your fucking nose. It's like I think I might actually start not wearing my trousers properly. I'm wearing trousers. Yeah.
Your nose hanging out.
Thea, we kind of skipped your pet. You must have some pet hates as well.
Oh,
Thea.
I've got so many. I'll try it. I'll keep it to 3 though.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about pets so much, let's talk about those parents who want to be the teacher's pet. And like, it's the last day of school, and of course I forgot to get my gift for Mo's teacher because I'm busy and I blah blah blah. So of course the parent in front of me has like this big bouquet of lilies and a bag that's clearly from like a designer store. I do. I mean, seriously, like they have. This guy ruined the smell of lilies for me. Now, every time I smell lilies, I'm gonna think of what a shit parent I am. He's ruined funerals for me.
Oh yeah.
Teachers. The role of teacher's pet is for children. Leave the teachers alone. And while we're on that subject, alcohol-free kids parties. That's just not fair. Like, I've been to a birthday party like with Mo, where like it was at Kids Mania, and the kids went to play in the ball pit, and the parents had to sit on these plastic chairs with no refreshments, nothing. It was like we didn't even know each other. It was literally like being in a dentist's office, but no magazines and more fights. No, just no. Like I'm. Go ahead.
I remember being on parent council. My kids have all left home now, but I was on parent council, and we used to have these sort of parent council meetings, and there was always alcohol at them. And then suddenly they brought in new rules that there was to be no alcohol served in the school. And so I left parent council in a huff.
Right.
I agree. This is exactly why terrorism occurs. This is exactly the reason.
What, no alcohol?
Exactly.
Yeah, like me on the way to a kid's birthday party is like we're wrapping the present on the bus, and I'm like, please let there be alcohol. Please let there be alcohol. That's the way Jaffe goes to a kid's birthday party. And of course, like, so okay, my last pet hate, and then I'm done for now. I know we weren't going to get political, but I'm going to get political. I'm tired of people like being so hard on Trump. I mean, okay, I get it. We're all excited about what the future holds if he leaves office, but like it was a tough year, guys. Like the whole world ran out of toilet paper. Even the White House ran out of toilet paper. we were all wiping our asses with the nearest thing, which in his case happened to be the U.S. Constitution. What are you going to do? I think he kept the Second Amendment clean, the right to bear arms. He was going to need that to deal with the election results. Hopefully he won't use it. Anyway, give the guy a break. We all need a break.
Oh, he's going to get one. He's going to have a break.
Yeah.
He's got a break, dear.
He's going to be tweeting from like North Korea or like some country where he can't be extradited from. Like, I tried so hard to help the US, but they just wouldn't listen to reason.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, I feel bad because this could go on all night, but now we're going to draw to our final segment, which we like to call here, by copyright infringement laws, the Mask Tasker. So, my friends, if you've never done this before, and people watching at home, please keep those comments coming. Thank you very much to Robert Henry Lee, JC Spade, Kirsty Lee. Also, don't forget, it's not too late to donate. Get on the link and you can donate now. Well, the final section of the show, we've decided to dedicate this to a mask challenge. So we've asked all of our participants to have a mask handy. What is going to happen is you are going to take your mask.
This is actually a legal mask. There's no that face is covered, right? My mouth is covered. My nose is covered.
Vlad, I think if we put your mask on as well as those kids laughing earlier on, I'm not going to sleep for a year.
Yeah.
So,
well, just so you know, me, I will wear this one too.
You have gone to such effort.
What's going to happen is we are going to ask you to put your mask on. I'm going to ask you to put your mask on regulation, i.e. as we were pointing out earlier on, over your nose and over your mouth. We're going to have a minute on the clock and we're going to see while keeping their mask on as regulation. Now, this is
I can't hear you.
So, cream crackers at the ready. Thea's getting her head back. This is great. Right, my friends, on the count of three, we're going to start the Mask Tasker Challenge. 3, 2, 1, go. We're off to a very strong start from Vlad. He's in there, which is weird with his kind of like with Jay is not regulation. He's instantly out of the competition, as are his two kids that aren't even involved. Thea looks like she's terrified, and especially that she's from her bedroom. Looks like she's being kidnapped. Jojo has an amazing idea going through the mask. I love this so far. Jojo's got a little peekaboo hole. She's actually created a fly for her mask, which is interesting. Whereas Vlad is just absolutely munching down like he hasn't eaten for a year. I mean, this is incredible, see. So 20 seconds left on the clock, and I think he's got 2 half a pack. Jay's just completely flat in the rules, and his kids are wondering what Daddy's doing and why he's staring at himself so much. And poor old Thea looks like her mask is riding up. So it looks like you're trying to be strangled by your own mask. We have 10 seconds left. It is your final 10 seconds of getting as many crackers as possible. Vlad goes for a handful, which is pretty fit to form. Jojo looks like she's ready to give up on life. And Jay is ignoring his kids for the last 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Amazing seeds. Just brilliant. Now, I think I have got to...
Can I make something quite clear? Oh my God, these were in my cupboard and I checked the date on them and they were best before the 2nd of February 2019.
That's why we need your donations. These poor comedians cannot afford to buy food. Please donate.
Why they tasted so shit.
I cheated. Mine are actually chocolate digestives.
Here. Jesus. Oh my God.
I had about 10 crackers. So.
I just gonna say I feel cream crackered.
I have heart.
And that is as perfect a note as any to end on. Thank you so much for watching. A huge thank you goes to our guests, Thea, Jaffe, Jojo. Well done to you. Thank you very much, my guys. Vladimir McTavish, Jay Sodagar. I've been Dave Chawner. Please keep donating, and we will see you this time next week. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.